So it's back, left.
So he's living with him at the minute, bless him. Just to keep her company. And she, you know, it's giving her somebody to talk to, isn't it? I know it sounds daft, but
no, and they are company, aren't they?
Yeah, they are company,
They are
definitely.
company.
And she gets up in the morning and walks him, and so it gives her a purpose to do that, or otherwise she wouldn't.
So is your dad in the nursing home all the time then?
Well, my mum thought he was going in for a 2-week respite day, and I had a word with, there's 2 managers to the nursing home, one of them's a nurse, and I went and had a word with her the other day, and I said, yeah, my dad's up for a review this week.
Yeah.
She said, oh yes, it's actually booked in for Monday, so next Monday.
Right.
I says, now, because we'd already been to the doctors, you see, to see what support we could get at home.
Yeah.
Because my dad, although he's in a nursing home, they have agency, he has to have one-to-one care. So he's got somebody with him 24 hours a day. I said to Amy, you know, I didn't really think about it, because you don't, because I've not been through it before. But like the doctors said, and one of the coordinators at the practice said, the thing is they won't, unless they're happy, the nursing home, that where they're discharging him to is going to be a safe place, i.e. the care that he needs is going to be in place. Otherwise they can say, no, he's got to stay. Anyway, so with that in mind, I went to speak to Amy, she's ever so nice, and I said to her, look, I said, cards on the table. I said, when my dad's reviewed, are you going to be saying he needs to be staying in here? And she said, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Has he had a stroke?
No, he's got chronic heart failure, and he's got things wrong with his blood. But all of a sudden, he's got this, it's called arterial dementia, and it progresses very quickly. And he's took a real downhill with it. It's like, they described it, is it on?
Yeah, I'm just checking that it's...
Had it down, I'm thinking,
no,
it's not on.
Yeah, I'm just checking that it can see it, that's all.
And it's like, they described it as stairs. You know, normal dementia, it sort of goes along for years like that. Well, this one my dad's got doesn't. He's had such bad luck.
Sad to see. I mean, I've never seen anybody with dementia, but especially somebody you love, especially if they don't remember you, I think that would be more heartbreaking.
They know who you are. It's more my dad's balance, that's why he needs the 24-hour care. If he'd just got the dementia, it could be at home. And the heart failure and the blood problems. But it's this balance, he can't seem to, sometimes he can't even walk, it's that bad. And he'll get up, he'll be in a chair, and you can't say to him, right Dad, just stay there 10 minutes while I go and do this. You know, because that won't go in, and he'll be getting up, and that's when he falls, and he's at such high risk of doing that. That's why he has to have the one-to-one care. So it's die. I can't imagine. You can't honestly. It's been terrible. So I had to tell my mum, which about killed me, having to tell my mum that, you know what, because she was still thinking there was an outside chance he'd be home. I want him home, even if it's just for like 6 months. And so I had to sort of say that to her. So it's just been horrible, really, this last few weeks.
And it's hard, they've been married like forever.
Yeah. And she said, what am I going to do? You know, who am I to talk to, and who am I to tell when I'm not very well? She's going last night really upset on the phone, and I said, me. She knew it's not the same. I went, I know it's not. I know, but you know, I can't. What else?
This is
can
the
I
best
say?
we've got at the moment,
Yeah,
so it'll have to be.
Yeah.
And that's sad,
She's
isn't it?
distraught. She's
Yeah.
out. You can imagine, can't
Yeah.
you? You know.
Yeah, my mum, when she lost my dad, she said on his funeral day, she said, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
She said, I've buried my mum and my dad, but she said, losing your dad
Yeah.
is the hardest thing
Yeah.
I've ever had to do.
It's so terrible.
Bless.
But it's cruel, and the worst thing about the arterial Parkinson's, until I'm sure, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be dead by the time it could get possibly any worse, but with the other stuff he's got going on, but he still knows. It's not like, both me and my mum have said it wouldn't be as bad if he didn't have a clue. If he were totally out of it, yes, it would be upsetting he didn't know who he was, but however, it would be easier for us because he wouldn't have a clue where he was. And we know that he don't really want to be where he is, you see. That's the hard bit for me, Mum.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the bit that is there, they obviously want to come over.
Yeah, of course, that's right. And that's what. And I said to my mum that you've got to be a bit more clever with it, because sometimes he can't finish his sentences because he can't remember. And he'll say, "You've got to get me," and you'll know he means you've got to get me home.
Yeah.
And I'll go, "Oh, got to get you what, Dad?" And he'll go, "You've got to get me," and I'll go, "Yeah," and he'll go, "I don't know." And I say to my mum, don't finish your sentences, don't mention home, because it makes it worse, you know. So I'm going tonight, because I didn't go yesterday, obviously we're being at Abingdon. So I didn't see him, and he was quite poorly yesterday apparently, so I'm quite keen to see him today. But it's horrible, Darren, isn't it?
Well,
it's horrible to see, because you try to be strong, and I try to disconnect myself, or otherwise you'd be in tears all while. You can't be doing that. No, you know, I'm not a big crier.
Said than done, isn't it?
No, it is easier said than done. Yeah, but I'm not somebody that cries at a drop of a hat. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you do better than me then.
I can hold.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm quite strong with that, but only because I call it a garage door. I've got a garage door that comes down, and I try to look in as if I'm somebody else.
Oh, bless you.
Giving the advice.
That's hard work, isn't it?
It is hard work. I think sometimes it's harder than just sitting down crying. But
why do you do that? Do you think you've got to be strong?
Yeah, I think well, I don't know. I think it's just probably how I am, really. But I think I've got to be strong for my mum, because if I were in bits, you know, she's not really seen me shed many tears with my dad. I have a little bit when I've not been able to contain myself. But I just don't want to make it worse for her. And I try to, whatever I say to her, I try to be practical with what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's bad though, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, to get that down.
Crying's not going to make no difference to him, is it? But it relieves the tension.
No, but it might make you feel a bit better.
Yeah. Well, it does, doesn't it? They always say a good cry helps you, doesn't it?
Well, I think I've cried a river over my dad.
Yeah.
But, You got brothers and sisters?
No, I'm the only one.
Oh yeah, so it's all on you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
That's why I had 2 children.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Suppose you.
Yeah.
I don't mind you, then there's no saying that they're ever going to end up talking to each other when they get older, is there? You hear all that.
No, I did think mine two were going to hate each other for life, because the fights they used to have.
Oh no, my 2 fights terrible.
But I have to say, they are the best of friends now.
As they get older.
Yeah, they are the best of friends. My son, my oldest one, he's moved out now because he's got a little baby himself.
Yeah.
And he never responds to my texts. But we had a bet, me and my youngest had a bet at the dinner table. I went, just you text Jay and I'll text him and we'll see who he responds to. he'd responded to his brother.
Really?
And then when he came round, I went, hey, just respond to your mother. When she texts you, just respond. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I went, no, because your brother texted you and you were right there. Said, so, you know, it's not fair. But yeah, hopefully they'll be friends as they get
older.
older.
Yeah, I think Fern, in fact, because they're such different characters, and Fern's very placid, never does anything wrong at all, I never have to tell her off. And so,
Nice.
yeah, Ezra is double trouble.
Oh, is
So,
he?
Yeah.
He likes to stretch the boundaries.
Oh, he does, yeah. He pushes me to my limits sometimes.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Yet he can be so loving. You know, he's just a rascal. My mum says he's like I was when I was little. She says he's exactly the same. She says it's payback time.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But Fern, often with him, I'll end up cracking and screaming and shouting, and it's not the way forward, and that's just because...
You're frustrated, aren't
yeah,
you?
and it's not good. And
No.
like this morning, I told him off because he wanted to sit in the front, and Fern had got in the front before him. And I said to him, but you need to be cleverer. Instead of saying, Mum, can I sit in the front? Just go and open the car and get in the front. And now she's going to do it, because that's going to make her damn in and get in there first. Because she knows that it winds him up, you see.
Oh.
And I said, you've got to be a bit clever. I was talking to him and I didn't shout, you know, because he was hitting her. And if she hit him back hard, she'd kill him. You know, so she has to be ever so careful, because she knows that she could really hurt him, you see.
So she has to be a bit...
So she does have to hold back. It's not like when the,
It's not good when you're driving though, is it?
No, well I said that to him, it's going to cause an accident, you know.
Well, it's scary, isn't it? Because you don't know, do you?
No.
They start flying fists and that.
Yeah. And she was a bit done this morning, because when I dropped him off at school first, and then I dropped her off, and she said she was upset because she, and I do understand, she says he shouldn't speak like that to me. She said, and you don't do anything about it. And well, I do, but what do you want me to do? I can't do no more than
tell him
not to do it, and talk to him about it and explain to him.
Yeah.
You know. But I think it's just because they're so different. Yeah. She just finds it hard sometimes to cope with.
I mean, mine one day, it's a good job I was living with my other half, because mine one day started to have a fight upstairs, and they were both, well, they're quite big boys.
Yeah.
And I ran upstairs because I could hear them, and because my oldest one, he probably wouldn't get the better of my younger one now, because my younger one's 6 foot, but at the time he'd got his knee on my youngest one's chest, and he'd got his hand around his throat. And they were really hammering and tonguing it, and I was shouting, and my other half came upstairs and just separated them and told them to get a grip.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, if he weren't here, they would have killed each other. And they are the best of friends now.
Yeah.
And they go out for drinks. And I just think, I don't know how that happened,
up, isn't it?
because I had no influence in them. Then I'm going front left, am I?
So you
back left, front left.
Yeah. So you're doing. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Because I think we're ahead on the page. Right. So that's where we've started.
Yes, I've just done 2 backs.
Yeah. And then you're doing back right.
I've done back right.
Oh, you've done the both of them. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realise that was a face. Yeah, so you're doing front right now then. Yeah, beg your pardon.
Front
you speeded that.
Yeah, front right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I still see it?
Yeah, so the front right. So you're doing the same on
both sides.
Both sides. Yeah. Pretty much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do just know that when they get a bit odd. They're not always like it. Sometimes they'll sit huddled up on the sofa together, and it's lovely to see.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not all the time. You know,
no.
A lot of it can be avoided because it's Ezra a lot of the time. you know, and it's silly things like what I did this morning, and I said to him, you've just got to be a bit more savvy, you know, go and get in the front seat, because it grieves him, you see, because she always gets in front.
I don't think boys have that cunningness sometimes, do
No.
they, that girls
Us girls
do?
are a bit sly, aren't we?
Yeah,
Mm.
and I don't think boys are made like that,
No.
are they, sometimes?
So, see, whereas Fern will just go and get in the car, you see.
Yeah,
But
he's just got to get a bit
got to wise
clever,
up,
isn't he?
Mm,
Yeah.
Well, he'll learn with age, it's all learning, isn't it?
The hard one.
Yeah. Well, I think casual will be the hard way.
Yeah. What is she doing? How does she get on at school though? Is she good at school?
Yeah, yeah. She's been working really hard to try to move up some sets. She asked, because I've been saying to her for months, let us get you private maths lessons, because she was really struggling with maths. And it's been no, no, no. Anyway, she actually, a couple of months ago, came to me and said, Mum, she says, can I have maths lessons now? And I said, of course you can. I said, good decision. You can't force them to do it, can you?
No, and they've got to want to, else
Yeah.
it's just a waste of money, isn't
Well,
it?
it is. And she's, when am I going to fit it in? Because obviously she trains a lot.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's only an hour, and she does it on a Saturday morning.
Oh.
So
So they come to the house?
She swims 7:30 till 9:30, she trains, and then her maths lessons about 10:15 to 11:15. Bless her.
Oh my word.
So and sometimes she does some clinic, like start and term clinics on a Saturday afternoon, 3 till 5 as well. So she has a busy
She does,
time.
don't she?
But yeah, she enjoys it. She actually enjoys
Is
the
it?
time with Mandy. Yeah.
Oh. Where did you find her?
She's actually an old friend that used to, as I was growing up, she was a few years, she's probably about 5 years older than me, but she her garden backed onto our garden.
Oh right, yeah.
So we've sort of known them all of our lives really, and the mum and dad and that, her mum and dad. And I knew that she was a maths teacher, and because my mum says to me, she says, I reckon Mandy, she does lessons. She says, I'm sure she's let me speak to Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, my mum went round and said to Monty, does she still do private lessons outside of school? And he says, yeah, Beryl, she does. I'll give you her number. He says, and give her a call sort of thing. So I just gave her a call to see whether she'd be up for doing it. So she does. Tell you what, she must earn a packet, 25 quid for an hour. And she does. Well, it pays the whole year. It pays for her to go to Vegas and that.
God.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong train.
So it's worth doing, isn't it?
Oh
You
my
know.
God.
And it's not exactly hard work for her, is it? Just sat there and for an hour on a one-to-one.
No. Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, she's doing at school. She's doing well.
Yeah.
She's got a good attitude. Always like in good books at school. And always like gets awards and stuff. You know, like with the celebration of achievement again at the end of July, and she brought a letter home again. She's got an award again.
Oh, did she?
So that's nice.
Yeah.
So it does worry you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The peer group's not brilliant. She's with the girls are real bitches.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, it's been a terrible. Her year group's been terrible all the way through school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're always falling out and being horrible with each other. It's ridiculous.
Girls are a bit like that, though, aren't they?
They are, they're bitchy, aren't they?
Unfortunately, yeah. Which isn't good, really, is it?
No. No. I think I've caused some Ezra's problems at school.
Oh, have you?
I've said to him, well, I've always been a big believer, Diane, I would never condone violence at all. But if somebody hits you,
you hit them back.
You hit them back twice as hard so you don't come again.
Yeah.
And that's what Ezra's been told. You know, and if somebody, don't get me wrong,
No.
we don't go around hitting folks, but
No.
and if somebody, like pushes him hard. I said, you push him back.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Yeah,
that's got him
taught
into
mine
quite a bit of trouble.
Oh no, but you do,
And
don't you?
Darren's been to the headmaster a few times, and Darren's even said to him, you know, I'll be dead honest with you. I know your policy is to come and tell the teacher.
Yeah.
But Ezra is told to stick up for himself.
Yeah.
And he will not be in trouble if, you know, as long as he doesn't actively start something.
Then, yeah.
You know, which you want, he's not that
No.
natured, to be honest.
Yeah, but kids are horrible, aren't they?
Yeah,
To each
especially being a boy. I think you've really got to be able to stick up for yourself, haven't
yeah.
you?
Oh God, yeah. Absolutely. I sent mine to boxing classes
Yeah,
because he got really picked on.
yeah,
Because he was ginger, not that there's, you know, but he was red, and
yeah.
they were just, there was no reason to pick on him.
Kids are so cruel.
And yeah, and he wasn't sporty, yet my other one, he's blonde and blue-eyed, really tall, really sporty, never had a problem ever.
Yeah.
And Jason was quite shy.
Just because you're that
red.
bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just think, oh God.
Yeah, it's true. But he's got a really nice friend, Ezra has, Marcus, and they get on very well, totally different.
Oh.
You know, because Ezra likes to be in control, he's a bit bossy. And some children he'll clash with because obviously they're of the same nature. Well, you
Yeah.
can't have two bossy kids together,
no,
can you? They're gonna clash. So, but Marcus is quite happy with that. He's not bothered. So it works really well.
Yeah.
He'll still say stuff back to Ezra.
Yeah.
You know, but if Ezra says, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that," well, you know, he wants to lead the play, and Marcus is quite happy to let him lead the play.
Yeah.
You know, or let's do a show for my mum. You know, at my house.
Yeah.
You do this, I'll do that, and he's quite happy to let Ezra organise that.
Right, should I
Yeah, give her a twirl. I'll just